What's up, everybody? Welcome into A to Z Sports Picks. Brian and I are going to have a great show for you this Friday. Get you all set up for the betting weekend. Brian, my man, you looking good, buddy. What's up?
Nice, brother. What's happening? Doing good. Ready to get into some ball games. So let's do it.
Yeah, man. This is a great sports weekend. It started last night at a great NFL game. In terms of betting, with the Eagles going for 2 there at the end, man, that was fantastic. Baseball was awesome. We're going to dive in all of it. Everybody, welcome in A to Z Sports Picks. I'm Alan Bell, CBS Sports Line, alongside Brian Edwards of VegasInsider.com. A to Z Sports Picks is brought to you every Tuesday and Friday by BetMGM, the king of sports books. Everyone, make sure to download that BetMGM right now. Download that app. Use promo code A to Z Sports, and you get a risk-free bet of up to $1,000. I've done it, used it. Those credits come to your account quick. It's fantastic. I'm telling you, done it. Download that app, BetMGM. Use promo code A to Z Sports. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years or older. Must be present in the state of Tennessee. For gambling problem support, call the Tennessee Red Line at 800-889-9789. So, Brian, we're going to jump right into it, buddy. We're going to start with NFL props. I want to know your best prop that me and everyone else needs to play this weekend in the NFL.
Well, I was hoping to get a Kadarius Toney, and once those props are out, obviously I don't know the number, but if it's like in the 70s receiving yards, I would like that over. But those props are down right now, waiting on confirmation on if Daniel Jones didn't have any setbacks at practice today. So instead, I'm going with Joe Burrow over 282.5 passing yards at Detroit. Detroit's pass defense leaves a good bit to be desired, and I think that Joey Burrow will have a big game over 282.5 passing yards.
I like it. That's a nice number. And old Joey B, I like seeing him, man. He's fun to watch. He's such a good quarterback. I'm going to go to the Packers and Bears game. And look, I've got a bet on the Packers game. We're going to talk about it here in a second. But I'm going to go the opposite side here. I'm going to go Justin Fields over 14.5 rushing yards. I think that if you look at what this Bears offense is going to try to do, it's going to be everything. They're going to throw everything against the wall. We all know the history between the Packers and Bears in the Aaron Rodgers era. It hadn't been good for Chicago. But I'll give Justin Fields this. He's the only rookie quarterback in the NFL with a winning record. So I'll give him that. But, yeah, I think that over 14.5 rushing yards, he's going to have to do it in the air and with his legs, and they're probably going to be playing from behind. So I could see some pockets, bursting, for him to get out on the outside and hit that edge. Now, I'll give you one little nugget here real quick. The Green Bay Packers, okay? 13 times this year, their opponents have reached the Packers' red zone, right? They've allowed points on all 13 of them. And, in fact, they've allowed a touchdown on every one of them.
Wow.
13 for 13. Yeah. So if anybody live bets that game, you see Fields and the Bears getting close to that red zone. Just put that out there. Just store that one away for later. All right. Let's jump into college football. So I'm going to go first on this one. I got 3 plays. Okay. First one, Marshall -11 tonight. Marshall, for the last 3 or 4 weeks, they're playing worse than what they are. And I think that tonight is the night where they kind of exercise those demons. It's a Friday night game. They've got their full attention, and they're going up against a North Texas team in Denton who hasn't beaten an FBS team this year. And in fact, in their last 16 games against FBS teams, they've only won 3. They've only won 3. This team is not very good at all. Not that Marshall's great, but I think that this is the spot where Marshall opens it up. So I'm going to take Marshall -11. All right, Florida. So I jumped in at 10.5.
Get in there, Alan.
What'd you say?
Get in there.
Yeah, I jumped in at 10.5. I'm going back. It's at 11.5 right now. We've seen all the injuries in terms of the LSU defense. I think they're down what? We knew Kayshon Boutte, the wide receiver, he's out.
Eli Ricks.
He's out.
Stingley, Ali Gay found out yesterday.
Yeah, they're down a massive amount of starters. Plus, I feel like LSU, from a player perspective, they're about ready to fold it up. And on the other side, we talked about it on Tuesday. Yeah, Florida beat Vanderbilt, what, 42-0? Dan Mullen wasn't happy after that game at all. So I think you kind of have like 2 storms, of different directions that are going to be hitting each other. And I think Florida's going to name its score. I think Florida's going to take out a lot on LSU. And we all remember the shoe game from last year, right? Now, a lot of that was, dumbness on Florida's part, but still, I think that motivation's there. So it's what, 11:15 a.m. kick?
I believe 11 a.m. Central.
Yeah. Early kick, which is you're not going to get a loud Tiger Stadium. This screams Florida to me all day long. All right, last one. I'm rambling here. Third one is Ole Miss, Tennessee, under 83. Look, that's an absurd number. I'm playing the under out of principle alone, but I do think that this is going to be a little bit tighter of a game than people might think. Like, I don't think it's going to be 50-49. You know what I mean? Now, not that these teams can't score and can't score quick, but again, we talked about on Tuesday, these two defenses go up against these fast tempo offenses every day in practice, right? So it's not like, hey, we've never played the option before. Now we have to go play the option and you're screwed because you don't know what to do. So I think it's going to be a little bit better of a game. I will say I don't have a play on the spread one way or the other, but I think with all the energy and the emotion that's in this game, I think either Tennessee wins by 20 or loses by 20. Like, I don't think it's going to be close. It's going to be one way or the other, right? But, yeah, I'm going to play the under 83 on that. So, Marshall minus 11, Florida minus 11.5, and the under that game, 83. What do you got, buddy?
All right. These two plays on tonight's games are a little smaller than my ones on Saturday that I'll give in a minute. But and these lines are down to 13.5. So I'm going to ask you on Syracuse and Cal to buy the half point to the key number of 14. Now, basically, with Cal, I'm basically just going off of Justin Wilcox's incredible underdog stats during his 5-year tenure in Berkeley. They've been underdogs 27 times. He is 20-7 against the spread with 12 outright wins. In their last 13 as a road underdog, they're 12-1 against the spread, including spread covers at TCU. This year, they lost by 2 as an 11.5-point dog, and they also lost at Washington in overtime by 7, but they were catching 7.5, so that was a cover. Their last 5 as a dog, whether it was home or away, 5-0 against the spread with 3 outright wins, and in 11 games as a double-digit underdog throughout his tenure. Cal is 8-3 against the spread with 4 outright wins, and Cal has only lost by more than 7 once this year. Oregon has only beaten one FBS team by more than 7 once this year. It was a non-cover, 41-19 at home to Arizona. Let's also go with the Cuse. I made Clemson a 9-point favorite. Dabo's 0-5 against the spread this year. I won't bore you with their abysmal offensive stats, but the Cuse is 5-1 against the spread, and they could easily be 5-1 straight up, losing in overtime to undefeated Wake last week by 3 and losing on a walk-off field goal at FSU. So let's go the Cuse and Cal plus 14. Now these first couple I'm going to give you in college are my favorite. I like them more than tonight's games for money management purposes. K-State is plus 6.5 at home to Iowa State. Let's buy that half point to the key number of 7, and let's go with K-State, which is 19-5 against the spread in its last 24 as a home dog. K-State is also number 7 in the nation at defending the run. That's good news because Iowa State's got Breece Hall, one of the best in the country at the running back position. K-State also got their stud quarterback Skylar Thompson back for the Oklahoma game. They lost 37-31, but they did cover. He threw for 320 yards, 3 touchdowns without an interception. Of course, Skylar Thompson was hurt last year, and they were losing a bunch of games late last year with Will Howard at quarterback, who was a true freshman last year, and they lost 45-0 in Ames. So big revenge game here. And again, Iowa State favored by 6.5, have not even won outright at K-State since 2004. K-State plus 7. Let's go with ASU. Many will remember that terrible game they had at BYU. They had penalties galore. Jaden Daniels threw 2 uncharacteristic interceptions. Since then, 3-0 both straight up and against the spread, including a 42-23 beatdown of the Bruins at UCLA. And then they beat Stanford last Friday night when Stanford was coming off the nice win over Oregon. They beat Stanford 28-10. It was Friday night and a little extra day of rest and prep. And in these 3 games since the loss to BYU, QB Jaden Daniels, 697 passing yards, 2 touchdowns without an interception, 196 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns on only 26 attempts. I like ASU Pick'em at Utah. Let's also go with over 67 total scrub game, but Western Kentucky at ODU, the overs have been cashing at a frenetic clip for the Hilltoppers, 5-0 on the season. Western Kentucky's games are averaging combined scores of 78.8 points per game. They're terrific on offense, number 1 in the nation in rushing yards, number 5 in total offense, number 11 in scoring, but equally as important, they're atrocious on defense. The Hilltoppers, 123 in the nation in total defense, 124 in scoring D. They give up 38.4 points per game. Over 67, Western Kentucky and ODU. Let's not overthink this one. Sparty minus hopefully you can get a 4 at Indiana. Indiana has had 2 weeks to prepare, but no Michael Penix, which might not be a good thing because he's been struggling. But look, Michigan State 3-0, both straight up and against the spread on the road. And Kenneth Walker leads the nation in rushing. Peyton Thorne, 14-2 TDI&T ratio. And I had one other. Oh, they've won 5 of their 6 games by double digits. Sparty minus 4 at IU. Let's also go, I think we hit on this Tuesday, Missouri A&M over 59.5. The overs hit in 5 straight for Missouri. Those combined scores 83, 86, 75, 87, and 63. They are dead last. Number 130 of 130 FBS teams in run defense, number 129 in total defense, and Missouri can score, 18th in the nation in scoring, averaging 37.8 points per game. Their combined scores average 75.3, which is 15 points over this total at 59.5. And is that it? Oh, one more small play. Probably not as bullish on this one. This one's probably the same amount as tonight's games, but I'll go Minnesota plus 4 at home to Nebraska. The Gophers have had 2 weeks to prepare. Nebraska is, a pretty good team this year, good for our purposes. I believe they're 4-2-1 ATS, but they are 0-3 straight up on the road this year. They are 4-14 straight up in 18 road assignments during Scott Frost's tenure, and they've been road favorites 6 times under Frost, 2-4 against the spread. They're playing their 7th game in 7 weeks off another heartbreaker. Let's go with PJ Fleck and company with 2 weeks to prepare as a home dog. Whew, that's it.
Dude, I was going to say, you got a nice little spread of games going on here, man.
Let's hope they cash some winners. I mean, they haven't been good lately.
Well, no, I mean, college season's been crazy. I like that play that you had fading Oregon there, man. Like, I don't – there's nothing left to trust there,
And they're banged up. I didn't mention that. CJ Verdell's out. They're stud running back. They've got some secondary. Yeah, I didn't even get into the injuries. They are banged up as well.
Yeah, I agree. Now we got a question here in the chat. James Little says, "You guys take Air Force plus 7 or Boise State?" Look, I'll be honest. I don't like either side of this. And Brian,
that's not the line, is it? I think the line's smaller than that.
It's 3.5, I think.
Yeah, he said 7, right?
Yeah. I think it's like 3.5. But either way, I like the under this game. I think it's 51.5, maybe 52, depending on your book. But I like the under. I think you're looking at literally a 26-23. 24-21 type game. I think it's going to be pretty close to the spread. That's why I don't want to lead you one way or the other, but I like the under. Brian, any thoughts that you have just off the top of your head?
I'm leaving it alone, but in my contest where I picked 25 games, I did do Boise State minus 3.5, but not a strong opinion at all.
Yeah, Boise State's at home, right?
Yep. On the
so I think that's got a lot of value. I feel you on that. All right, jumping to the NFL. 3 plays for me. I took the Bills minus 3 against the Titans Monday night when it first came out. I'm going to ride it again. Bills minus 5.5. Look, Titans are a good team. You're going up against the best organized football team in the world. Good luck. Just good luck, man. Like everything.
Can't argue with that.
Do. What?
Can't argue with that. They look like
they're just incredible. Number 1 scoring offense, number 1 scoring defense. The last 4 regular season road games, they won by 18 plus or more. And 18 was the Chiefs game, right? Even God with lightning couldn't slow them down. Like that's just what they do. But it might be tight. Vegas has the number a little smaller than I thought that it would be. But if the Titans get rolled, don't pay much attention to it. The Bills are going to roll a lot of people. It have been already. So I'll get that. All right, Packers minus 4.5 against the Bears. I got it at Packers minus 5.5. I got it at 4.5 2 days ago. I'm playing it again at 5.5. Aaron Rodgers is just a monster against the Bears in Soldier Field, especially. And look, I think that when you look at this game, the last 2 weeks, kind of similar to what we talked about with Marshall, the last 2 weeks, the Packers have been kind of up and down, and they've got some things they certainly do need to work out. I just think this is a good exercise your demons type game against somebody that you've beaten up on before, somebody that you look at as little brother. I think the Packers win, cover. I don't think it's really even all that close. Last game, Broncos minus 3.5 at home against the Raiders. Look, even before all the Gruden stuff, the Raiders' offense has been atrocious the last 2 weeks. They only scored 9 points against the Bears last week at home. The week before, it wasn't much better. And you're looking at a Denver Broncos team that, quite frankly, they have to win. And they've made it a point. Vic Fangio and the Broncos have made it a point to say all week, we have to win this game. Our backs are against the wall. We're at home. Divisional game. We have to win this game. So I think that you've got one team that is laser focused on the exact plan of what they need to do. And you got a Raiders team coming in that God knows where their heads are at. I don't even know what practice has been like this week, right? Carl Nassib took a day off, rightfully so. Certainly understand it. You got players. I guarantee that some players probably don't agree with getting rid of them. Most of them probably do. But I bet, deep down inside, there's probably one or two that probably don't agree with it, right? I just think that you've got a cluster of a Raiders team, not to mention Greg Olsen now is calling plays. So you've got a brand new person calling plays, which Derek Carr, has performed under him before. So it's not like it's, brand new. It's not like they learned a new playbook or anything, but just a different voice, a different tempo. There's just so much change with the Raiders in 1 week going on the road against a team that specifically hates them. I'm going to ride the Broncos. So I got Bills 5.5, Packers 5.5, Broncos 3.5. What do you got?
All right, I'm going to go against the Jags with Miami. Looks like Tua's going to get the starting nod, so no need to go into that like Miami -3. Let's go with the over 50.5 on Dallas at New England. The over is hit in 3 straight for Dallas to improve to 4-1 overall. The 4 overs for the Cowboys have had combined scores of 60, 62, 64, and 64. They're number 2 in the NFL in total offense, number 2 in rushing yards, number 2 in scoring, averaging 34 points per game. But defensively, I think Mac Jones can move the ball on this team. Now, the Dallas defense has been really good at forcing turnovers, but statistically, they're number 31 out of 32 NFL teams versus the pass. They're number 25 in total defense. I think Mac Jones will be able to get some offense going. I think it goes over. And with Daniel Jones seemingly prepared to get upgraded, assuming that happens later today, I'll be going with the Giants +9. Get that ball to Kadarius Toney, number 89. I'm also considering, but have not pulled the trigger yet, Dallas, if you can get it at 3 at New England. And I'm keeping an eye on the Houston line. I think the public is going to keep hammering Indy. I'd like for it to get to 11. And I thought Davis Mills, had his best game. Seems to be getting a little bit better each week. And I think the Texans, if you can get 11, I think they'll cover that. And I think that'll do it for me in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm with you. The Texans aren't that bad of a team. They're not good, but I don't put them in that, Lions, Jaguars type category. No. They could show up and play, And I'm with you on Mills. They're talking about, when Tyrod Taylor gets back, I think you kind of roll with the kid here. He's played pretty decent. You know what I mean? And I hate it for Tyrod because he's a good dude. He's
had the worst luck.
Just the worst luck. The worst luck. But this dude, Davis Mills, man, he's not bad at all. A question in the chat real quick before we get to the one bet for the Titans game. Lucas Berg says, any baseball picks? Look, you got a hell of a game tonight. All right, we got one game, the Red Sox and the Astros. it's hard for me to go against the Astros here. Now, I know that you're going to pay minus 140 to get a money line, but it's just hard for me to go against them. Like, and this Red Sox team is hot too. I'm not picking who's going to win the series, but winning tonight, it's hard for me to go against the Astros. Also, the over 8.5. I mean, that might be the play, because if you think that both teams show up, like either of these teams could cover that on their own. You know what I mean? Like once they get hot, once their bats get hot, they get hot. So yeah, I mean, I like the Astros in this. It's possible for me to go against them, in game one, but yeah, over might be the play there.
Alan, I see that DraftKings has got a number up for Dodgers at Braves tomorrow, but has the pitching matchup been officially announced?
I haven't seen anything.
Okay. Well, it says Dodgers minus 135, but it doesn't list the pitchers. Anyway.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, especially after last night with the Dodgers going, clear out of the bullpen and then going to Urias. That was a hell of a game, too. That was a hell of a game. But yeah, man, it's hard for me to go against the Astros here. But yeah, like you said, all right, yeah, Max Fried pitching for the Braves. Yeah, I'm not sure who the Dodgers, especially with them throwing Scherzer there at the end. Okay, so segue here to the one bet to place in the Titans game. All right, now, like I said, I already bet the Bills, but I want to find something specific that's not just that. And I think the first half is going to be much less scoring than people might think. I think that the Titans might do a little bit like what the Chiefs did in the first quarter, the second quarter, where you use your offense to run the ball, keep it out of Josh Allen's hands, use your offense as a little bit of a defense. And I could see, the Titans running with the Bills a little bit, right? So I'm going to go with the first half under 26.5. Again, it's a dangerous number just because both of these teams can score pretty quickly, and A.J. Brown and it looks like Julio Jones are both going to be active and ready to go. But yeah, I'm going to take my shot here. I think that Vegas has this spread low for a reason, and I could see it being a little tighter than people think in the first half. What about you, man? What do you got?
You got such a great get with the -3 for the game, and I was looking at the first half line and thinking I could get it -3 in the first half. I can't even get -3 in the first half. It's 3.5. So I haven't seen a first quarter line, but it will be surely less than 3. As long as it's 3 or fewer, give me Buffalo in the first quarter.
Yeah, I got you. I feel you on that. And I was looking at 3.5 in the first half. Like that. That's not a bad number either. I'm so fascinated to see how this game plays out. I'm so fascinated. All right, the final segment, our perfect parlay. All right, what we look to do is put together our best parlay of what we can get in terms of winners, and just let's hit a damn parlay. We hit it last weekend, got mine, and I'm gonna go back to the well here. It's a 6-leg parlay. Okay, 4 NFL teams. And these are all money line. All 6 are money line. Packers over the Bears, Rams over the Giants, Broncos over the Raiders, Bills over the Titans, and in college football, Georgia, Alabama. That's plus 354. So Packers, Rams, Broncos, Bills, Georgia, Alabama. What you got, buddy?
All right, mine's all money line, all college. Texas Tech to win outright at KU, Kansas, obviously. Cincinnati to win outright at home to UCF. No Dylan Gabriel, obviously. UVA at home versus Duke. Nevada at home versus Hawaii. And UNC at home against the Canes. Not FSU, the Canes. That's another team like LSU that I think has got a dead man walking for a head coach.
Yeah.
And we need to be looking to fade. Not that we need to be looking to back UNC after that piss poor performance, but at home against the Canes. De'Aaron King out for the year, obviously. So yeah, Texas Tech, Cincy, UVA, Nevada, UNC. It only pays plus 210, but I got to hit one of these sometime soon, ASAP.
Hey.
So
plus 210, double up, baby.
There we go.
Like, anything over 200, man, I'm always good with that, So
there we go.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Seriously, we really do appreciate it. Keep the conversation going. Let us know what you're playing, what your parlays look like, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. Thank you so much to BetMGM. Make sure to download that app. Use promo code A to Z Sports. Thank you to A to Z Sports. And you know what, Brian? Thank you to you as well.
Thank you, Alan. Check out my Twitter. I'll be suggesting some in-game plays throughout the weekend, and good luck to everybody.
Absolutely. Good luck indeed. Everyone, let's cash some tickets this weekend.
Let's do it.